You can find some obscure stuff in the Great Lakes, especially on the remote islands. People on remote islands can be interesting, and as Poppins says, people can live to their full potential without the constraints of mainland society to hold them back. And I think she's right. Out there is a curious obscurity left by an islander who was also an Icelander, and he no doubt affected your life and my life. Most people will tell you that an eccentric wealthy guy left this obscurity, but the story, as usual, is far more interesting. Out there's our next adventure, Thordarson Island. Today it's known as Rock Island State Park. I'm Chuck.
I'm Poppins.
Channel's Restless Viking. Let's go on an adventure. To get to Rock Island, you first have to present yourself there to the Washington Island ticket booth. You can purchase tickets both to Washington Island and to Rock Island. But first, you have to get to Washington Island.
Right alongside the red one in the middle there, please.
All right, thank you. You can take your vehicle to Washington Island,
But you can't take it to Rock Island.
then you'll drive all the way across Washington Island. And then you arrive at Jackson Harbor. If you have some time, you can check out the Jackson Harbor Maritime Museum. And there's no entrance fee to get into Rock Island, which is pretty cool. You don't even need a state park sticker to park. Thank you. And then finally, it's a short ferry ride across from Jackson Harbor to Rock Island. It's quite a travel journey. Kind of the first impression of Rock Island is kind of impressive because you run into the Thordarson Boathouse. But on our way in, Poppins and I noticed that there is a sailboat listing over there because it looks like they're beached. So we're gonna walk over there and see what's going on. Shall we, Poppins?
Yes.
It's like a what, Poppins?
It's like a fairy forest.
We might see ferries. The things you run into on a Great Lakes Island. Just as a note, this passage is really shallow. There's two spits of land that come from Washington Island to Rock Island. And you can kind of ground your sailboat, and that's never any fun. That's
Okay,
good.
So, about roughly same distance
Yeah.
from where we were, and we're like, let's go check it out because we heard it's
Pretty cool,
It's
yeah.
a beautiful
Yeah.
island.
Yeah, unfortunately, the family, their boat got stuck last night. Their sonar said they were in 18 foot of water, but you know, in these remote parts of the Great Lakes, those charts really can't be trusted. So, has a little adventure to see someone having a more cool adventure than me. So we're heading back, check out the Thordarson estate. Hjortur Thordarson built that. He's born in 1867 in Iceland, and his parents emigrated to the United States in 1873. And his father died soon after. His teacher changed his name to Chester because it was more friendly as an American to have that name instead of Hjortur. And they were poor. And Chester was only able to attend school until the 4th grade. When Chester was 18, he followed his sister to Chicago to try to find work. But he didn't find any immediately, so, and get this, at the age of 18, he started the 4th grade with the Chicago Public Schools. And he attended school from the 4th to the 6th grade, finishing the 6th grade when he was 20 years old. And then Chester landed what he called kind of his dream job in electrical manufacturing. And that dream job paid Chester $4 a week. He spent $2 on a place to stay, $1 on meals, and then he spent $1 on books. Seems like poor life choices to spend so much of your income on books, but he took those books and he created an 11,000 volume library. that he kept in here. When he passed away in 1945, his book collection was estimated to be worth $1 million. Today, that estimate is $15.1 million in books. Fire is one of the best things for the souls of men, and so is the sight of the sun, if a man manages to keep his health and live vigorously. This building is reminiscent of El Ting, which is the Icelandic Parliament building in his home Iceland. The volumes that he kept in here were on the subjects of his native Iceland, of science and scientific thought and nature. Crazy cool in here. Some of the original furniture here was sold off from the estate, and then it was bought back later and brought back here. And it's pretty amazing, all the carving.
This is why people collect rocks.
That is a lot of camping gear.
I got my carton on.
Wow, it's pretty impressive for the middle of nowhere. Cookhouse for the estate used to be right here. Used to eat at the pagoda. Well, remember how he got his dream job in electrical manufacturing? Well, he apparently loved electricity and loved experimenting with it. He had over 100 inventions, and he designed and built the world's first and only 1,000,000-volt transformer. He won a gold medal at the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. His work in electrical grid-related products, transformers, and other pieces of the electrical grid were instrumental in today's electrical grid. He started Thordarson Electrical Manufacturing in 1905, just 8 years after he graduated from the 6th grade. He started the Thordarson estate here on Rock Island in 1910 when he began buying up all the land. And he managed to build a small replica Icelandic village, complete with a boathouse, a greenhouse, a cookhouse, some lodging. He wasn't completely finished, but he did build a lot of impressive structures.
He had a whole team of Icelanders that helped him out.
And you know, Icelanders, they're keen to do weird things in the middle of nowhere. So rumor has it, there's carvings on the face of the bluff here. And I didn't really see anything until you look closely. Oh, can you see that right there? Pretty intricate carving there. Then there's one right here. It's not like your ultimate tourist thing. You gotta kind of get wet. Right, Poppins?
Boy, I always bring extra shoes.
That's why Poppins always brings extra shoes. And Chester had plans to do a lot more, like a hotel and a lot more stone buildings, but in 1945, Chester died in Chicago of heart failure. And he's buried here, Chester Hjortur Thordarson. That's the story of a guy who graduated from the 6th grade from the public school at 20 years old. He earned an honorary doctorate from the University of Wisconsin and the University of Iceland. Pretty impressive life. So today the island is Rock Island State Park with a little bit of land for the lighthouse. And Thordarson's estate, considered the Thordarson Estate Historic District, and it's on the National Register of Historic Places. And today the Friends of Rock Island take care of it. Godspeed to them and all the work that they do, volunteering weeks at a time sometimes, and all the effort they put into it. You guys are pretty cool. I'm Chuck.
I'm Poppins.
Channel's Restless Viking. Thanks for watching.